Hello there. I did not see you there. So today, for the continuing on my series for 1970s, I am actually reading Giant Size Spider-Man issue number 6 out of 6. This is a 6-issue miniseries. I just happened to own number 6 because I ended up getting a Bronche's collection a long time ago. So this is from 1975, from the fun fact, a year that I was born. So, not to say that I'm not old, but it does tell you how old this comic is. I really love this comic simply because it has Spider-Man and the Human Torch on it. It's a fantastic comic, and these are reprint stories. These giant size comics, they are actually reprint stories of earlier Spider-Man stories. I love the action on here with Spider-Man and the Human Torch. They end up kind of being friend enemies. As on the front page, you have Spider-Man going to the rescue. He's seeing the Human Torch going out of control, but in actuality, it's on a movie set. That's not actually the Human Torch, but it is actually on a movie. So it's a pretty cool story here. It is a really thicker comic than the 32 pages. It's a 41-page story. It's the Spider-Man and the Human Torch starting off as enemies, but teaming up against the bad guy of the story. So I will do a quick slide for you guys. So because as you can see, there's a little bit of damage on here, especially on the back cover, unfortunately, which really does hurt the grade. So unfortunately, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about the condition because whoever had it before me did not take care of their comics. So that really makes me mad when people back in the 70s and 80s did not take care of their comics. They're like, it's just a comic, whatever. But no, because eventually it does become valuable. So for a 40-something-year-old comic, I still think it's in great shape. I think it's in about a 4 out of 10, somewhere in there, or about very good condition. What do you guys think? So I do think this is, it could probably use pressing and clean, but it's still not bad cover. I'll show you guys the interior of it. There's no damage to the inside. Such cool story with Johnny Storm there and Spider-Man and them racing off. So yeah, it's just a fun-filled action type comic. So as always, you guys can follow me on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter at Joel's Comics Table. I'm always posting comics there daily, and I'm on Snapchat as well. So, but anyways, so getting back to the comic, welcome to the show. Thank you guys for hanging out with me on a Friday night. I do like to talk about comics, and I'm a big comic book collector. I love it when two of my favorite heroes are teaming up. The Fantastic Four and Spider-Man have always been the first two that I collected for Marvel, and I'm sure that's the same with a lot of collectors out there. So it is. I got my awesome Spider-Man shirt on. So yes, let's talk about Spider-Man and everything going on. Spider-Man. I picked out 3 great comics for today's video for continuing my series for 1970s. And a couple of these I've had for a while. The next one I'm going to show you after this one, I won in the Whatnot auction. I managed to slide in the bid and I got it. So, that's what the auction is you either want the comic or you don't. And it depends how much you want to bid up on. So from 1977, this is What If the Adventures Have Never Been. So this is when the Hulk leaves and the Adventures decide to break up. So what happens to when they all break up and the Adventures never formed? What happens to the Earth and what happens to all the other heroes? So what do? They go on all their separate ways. So for a cool Bronche's comic, I think this is a really fantastic condition. I think this is a fine, very fine, or maybe a 7 to 8 out of 10. like I said, I got it on a Whatnot auction from a seller who's been collecting for a long time, and I think this is just such a cool comic. And I don't have a lot of these older What If comics. I don't know about you guys, but I love these older What Ifs. This is volume 1. They did several volumes throughout the years, but this is from volume 1 because, as you can see, this is some of the older costumes from the Avengers from way back from the 60s and 70s. So pretty cool. I can't complain about this. So it is what it is. So like I say, the Avengers break up after the Hulk leaves. So all your favorite characters are in here: the Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Giant Man, the Mariner. So all kind of the characters from today's Avengers, even though they changed a lot of the backgrounds, the histories, and the current ones, which I don't really like. This is why I like reading the older style comics, because they stay true to the characters and they keep the characters to who they are. I do not like how every time a new team comes in wants to change a little bit about the character. To me, it takes away from them, and the movies does not help all the time either. So again, what can I say? It's a beautiful cover. It's a beautiful comic. And who doesn't like the What If, especially with like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness? It takes place in alternate realities, so several different Earths. So it is what it is, and it's pretty cool. So I'm asking you the question: do you guys have this in your collection? Do you not? This is not a key issue, so it didn't cost. I mean, like I say, when you're in an auction, bidding can get way out of control, and I don't like that. I am kind of conservative when it comes to bidding. I don't go more than what I think it should be worth, especially what they say what it's worth. You should only go about half of what it's actually worth. And if you get it, you get it. That's great. If you don't have a big budget like I don't, then it's all right, because it is what it is. So again, this is just a 50-cent cover. Imagine paying 50 cents for a comic back in the 70s. I mean, for Marvel, I think was a little more expensive for comic books from way back when, but it is what it is. Fun fact, that I was 2 years old when this comic came out, so that should tell you roughly how, I don't want to say that I am old, but I am older, so, but still, this is such a cool comic. I'm so glad I won it. I can put it with my Bronze Chase collection and with my collection of What Ifs, because I do have a lot of What Ifs from Volume 2, but not too many from Volume 1, and this is just one of the few ones that I wanted to get, and so I got it. So it just adds more value to my collection. I can show you guys the top of it, because it is, I mean, like I say, it is not in perfect condition. There is a few little indents on the cover, but to me, it's about a 7 to 8 out of 10. So it is what it. So I think it's so cool. So another fun fact: there is 54 copies of this comic CGC slab, and only a few that are 9/8. So that's pretty incredible. That there's only about over 50 copies that are CGC slabs. So that's so cool. So last comic I want to showcase for you guys today that's been in my collection for a while, that I've bought over on eBay a few years ago, is Spidey Super Stories with the Electric Company. So back in the 70s, Marvel and the Electric Company must have teamed up and to bring all these cool stories. So as on the front cover is Dr. Octopus fighting Spider-Man from his very beginning when he was in the ring. We all seen kind of the origin of Spider-Man, and these are kind of like reprint stories, I believe. So you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. So such a cool cover, which is why I wanted to showcase it. And this is from 1975. So again, it was in the year that I was born. So that for how old this comic is, not to say that I'm that old, I want to showcase, because it's in It's in good condition like I am, or fine condition like I am, I should say. It's I say to give this again about 7 to 8 out of 10 on the scale, but I'm not a grader by any means. I don't get paid to grade. I just give the best estimate I can. For your more experienced collectors out there, you can maybe help me with the grade on some of these comics, because I know I am definitely wrong sometimes on the grades. So what do you guys think of these Marvel comics with the Electro Company? Do you like them? Do you not? I don't think this series ran for too many issues. I think they did like 40 or something, but I could be wrong. So this is 1975. Your main villain in the story is Dr. Octopus, and there's 5 different stories ranging from 1 page to 12 pages. So they tried to fit as many stories in here as they did. So I just thought this was another great Spidey cover to showcase from the 70s for you guys, because you can definitely tell this is from the early 70s. And again, it from 1975, it has 35-cent covers. So in 2 years, prices of Marvel comics went up. This is 50 cents. This is 35 cents. So as you guys can see, it went the comics went up in price in that short amount of time. Inflation, it does bring everything up in comics. I'm sure there's a better outroar back then. So fun fact about this comic, there's a 1-page ad on the back to order from SpiderMan books. So you can order Spidey books back in the day through mail, and you just cut out the page and you send it in. But I'm glad whoever owned this before me did not, because that would really ruin the comic. So I don't know why they suggested doing that, because that really hurts the value on these comics. It is what it is, and I don't like that. So I'll give you guys another quick spine slide and show you the condition of it, because it is not by any means the perfect condition. If this was in a higher grade, it would definitely be worth more. I've had this comic for so long, I can't even remember how much I paid for it. I really don't want to go back into my eBay history and find out. But anyways, because before Whatnot, I was buying a lot on eBay like everybody else, because that was really the only way. There was no marketplace, really. There was no anything like that. But eBay was the cheapest at the time, and shipping was actually pretty decent rated to the last few years, and then I eventually stopped too. So I'm asking the question, which is your favorite comic out of all 3? So do you have all 3 issues in your comic? Do you like Spider-Man? Do you not like Spider-Man? What's your favorite era of Spider-Man? I think the older era is my favorite, like the 70s and 80s, is because that's what I'm familiar with reading. So what do we like about Spider-Man? What do we not like about Spider-Man? I like the fact that he was picked on in high school, and just like kind of I was. We were that he took a lot of not beatings from bullies back then, and from most of us who grew up reading comics felt that. So it is what it is, and I really resonated with Spider-Man when I was growing up, because I kind of know what he went through during high school. So yes, but anyways, so this is my third part in my continuing part of 70s collection. I wanted to do a Marvel one for you guys, and I hope I chose 3 cool books that from my collection that hopefully you guys have or read. But there's tons of reprints of these stories out there in Marvel trade paperbacks, and if you can always read them online as well. So it is there's lots of ways to read these order issues if you don't have them. And instead of opening these comics, I do read these online, so I know what the story is, and I think that's so cool that we can read the stories online, that we don't have to actually open them. So who's your favorite Bronze Age character? Who's your favorite character. Do you collect comics? Do you not? I am a comic book collector. I've been collecting comic books for a long time. Thank you for watching. I'll do a couple more parts to my 70s series, and then maybe I'll switch to the 80s and find some cool comics for you guys in the 80s. Or I'm going to be doing the Archie 70s and other ones. I got some great videos lined up for you guys. So thank you very much for watching. As always, I appreciate you guys for subscribing to my channel. And I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter at Joel's Comics Table. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you guys next Friday for part 4 of my 70s collection. Thanks, everybody.